Well, that was a hell of a basketball game right there, boys and girls.
Yes, it was.
Wow. 114-111 in overtime. The Cleveland Cavaliers take a 3-0 lead over the Atlanta Hawks, a team that defined the term grit tonight. That was boy, what an effort by the Atlanta Hawks to get back in this series. But in the end, it was Cleveland prevailing with LeBron otherworldly. 114-111. And we welcome you to Inside the NBA, presented by Kia. Memorial Day weekend. Glad you don't have to go to work tomorrow. Stay up. Watch us. The experts are going to break down.
Stop that. We're not experts.
Who's an expert?
Only God.
Okay.
So we're going to come back here on Tuesday, by the way, for Game 4 of this series.
And Wednesday, we're going to the Bahamas.
The Cavs are going to try to close it out. But as far as this game goes,
what a game.
You can always tell it's a good game when their shot sheet is 5 pages long. Jeez, you need an official page turner for me. LeBron and the Cavs come out all full of fire after taking the first 2 in Atlanta. And you got no Kyle Korver for Atlanta.
I got to take my hat off to Atlanta Hawks, man. Way to battle.
Yeah, it was grit, man. It was, and especially considering Al Horford was not around for the whole game. Here's Bazemore starting for Korver.
Bazemore played well, attacked the rim, did a great job. But I thought, what kept Atlanta in the game was Teague just decided that I am the advantage. And then all of a sudden, J.R. Smith was big shots, timely shots all the time.
I thought Atlanta lost the game in the first half when LeBron was 0 for 10, and it was a tie game. I thought that really came back to haunt them in the long run.
So Iman Shumpert connects from 3, and as Charles points out, LeBron starting the game 0 for 10. But Dellavedova knocks down a 3.
His teammates came to play. Chuck mentioned that before the game, that it's a big moment, not only for LeBron, but for them also, and they really stepped up tonight to keep them close.
Yeah, there's some of that Hawks ball movement through the back door, and then Teague again to Carroll.
Kenny's been on Jeff. I've been on Jeff Teague all year, but Kenny talked about he has an advantage. He should be shooting 5 shots a quarter. He played great tonight.
LeBron with the swipe and the finish.
18 rebounds for LeBron James. That's amazing.
Well, the funny thing about Teague, as we see this great dunk by LeBron, is until he really got overly aggressive, he was missing shots. But then he's got overly aggressive and started making shots. Because early in the game, I thought he was indecisive. Al Horford early on was just great. But then this was the biggest play of the game, because if Al Horford is in the game, this might be a Hawk win.
Horford and Dellavedova get tangled up here. Remember, Dellavedova had rolled up on Kyle Korver, knocked him out of the series. Horford gets a flagrant 2 right here.
And he should not have got that.
I agree with you, Chuck.
Yeah, it should have been a flagrant 1 if they want to call it.
Did he wind it up? Yes. Did he touch him up? No.
I know he missed. But I don't think he hit it. I think he aimed and hit where he was trying to hit.
Yeah, he aimed.
I think he was trying to hit right in that chest, and he did it.
Well, it should. I just don't like getting guys getting thrown out of playoff games. I wish he had a game a flagrant 1 if it was a true box out.
This is a Russian. Yeah, Horford is ejected with the flagrant 2, leading the team in scoring with 14 at the time as he goes out with 34 seconds to go in the first half.
As they say in football all the time, next guy up. And those guys that came in for the Hawks, they played fantastic.
Move to the second half. It was 49-48 at the half.
What a rebound. Oh, my goodness.
It's a man's game, Chuck. Man's game down there.
Shelby Mack played well. He had 2 big, wide open 3s that they couldn't hit it, but that was the tell of the tape of how well he played tonight.
4-3. LeBron to Delly, who knocks down the 3.
Every time
LeBron gets the triple-double.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to give it to one of those guys, and they will.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Kenny, I can't hear you.
Superman is in the building.
You got time because you got one more replay on this one.
Wow.
Goes again.
I need more energy, Kenny.
Yeah,
wait.
Very
Come
lame.
on, Kenny. The feeling. Let me get that feeling.
Superman is in the building.
It's over, baby.
79.
I'll give you a 7.
71. It was 81-76 going to the 4th.
Oh my gosh, this guy Tristan Thompson
He's an animal.
James Jones for three, and it's 86-78. And then J.R. Smith to Tristan Thompson, and it's a 10-point game.
You know, when LeBron went out of the game, the others played very well. They moved the ball, they took some shots, and they hit some shots just like that.
Listen, J.R. Smith and Shumpert have played well this entire series.
I think that, without question, good move here again by LeBron. The difference in this game was the offensive rebounds that the Cavs had. I believe they had close to 20 offensive rebounds. And then
another difference is that guy right there.
Yeah, I mean,
too strong.
If you give them,
Atlanta had a chance though.
What was it?
Yeah,
It's 20-6.
That play by LeBron tied it, and then Bazemore knocks down the three.
And next trip down, I think J.R. Smith hit another three.
And then J.R. Smith ran out. Carroll, stay disciplined and stay inside the shot.
Got to stay on the ground.
Got to stay inside the shot, Carroll.
Game tied at 100, and Teague high off the window, and it's a 100 lead.
He has the advantage every single
time.
For him to go to the next level, he's got to learn to be. I hated this play right here.
Yes.
I hated that play right there.
He should have drove it, right, Chuck?
Yeah, he should have drove it and should have started.
I thought it was mediocre. It wasn't good. I thought it was just mediocre. I didn't think it was bad, though.
That's a man move right there. Oh, look at the left. It's alive.
Game tied at 106.
Again, you got to stay home.
Stay down.
When you run at the shooter and jump at the shot, you have to be able to land inbounds. You can't, but this guy.
But how about this?
Back at you.
And Atlanta on top 111 to 109. LeBron. No, but Tristan Thompson, and again, LeBron.
Again, a run out of the play on the shot. You cannot run out of the play on shots on great players. LeBron James willing himself to a victory. And this shot here, Chuck,
it's just amazing.
Come on. Come on.
You know, it's amazing. You take away LeBron's throwing 0 for 10. He was 14 for 27. That's to go along with 18 rebounds and 13 assists. Wow.
Kenny, question.
114-111 as we look at the end of the game, and Shelvin Mack with a couple of cracks at it.
I thought this was cash. I thought that was cash.
Oh
my goodness.
I would have loved to see a double overtime game.
Yeah, I thought that was cash. Shelvin Mack's a big-time player.
Yeah. But you saw James on the floor. Bad back, bad knee, bad whatever.
He is totally exhausted. We got to hydrate me and him tonight. He gonna be doing it with Gatorade. I'm gonna be doing it with Tito's. But we both gonna get hydrated.
LeBron 37 points on 37 field goal attempts. Also 18 rebounds, 13 assists.
Man,
the Cleveland Cavaliers have taken a 3-0 lead over the Atlanta Hawks, who played without Kyle Korver, played the second half without Al Horford, and had a lead for the first time in this series in the fourth quarter, but could not hold it. And you see the facts and figures on LeBron James with his Game 3 here, with Cleveland taking the 3-0 lead.
He passed the postman tonight, didn't he?
Yeah.
What's his first play in NBA history to have those stats? What stats were there? Over 35 points?
Yeah, like 37, 18, and 13.
And you know what, Ernie, this is just a true testament to his greatness. Started 0 for 10. Didn't, pout or, just say, I'm going to give it to the others. I'm off today. Kept it going, and came up with those fabulous numbers.
But what makes certain players great is if most guys go 0 for 10, they can't make a difference in the game. But to get 8, finally when he got going, to get even if he was 0 for 10 or 0 for 12, but to be able to get 18 points and 13 assists, he still would have had an impact on the game. The guy's just amazing to watch.
David Blatt's Cleveland Cavaliers are up 3-0, and here he is.
Superlatives to describe LeBron. How would you describe tonight's game?
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I've never seen a stat line like that in a playoff game or many other games, to be honest with you.
David.
But, excuse me, it's not just the stat line. There's a lot more than that, Braun cramped up, and he knew that we could not win the game without him, and he played through pain, and he played through the cramping, and he just wouldn't let us lose. Just would not let us lose. Amazing.
David over here, Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. I was going to ask what LeBron's injuries were. It looked like they were working on his knee throughout the game. I saw in overtime, it was like 4 minutes left, he had motioned to you to come out, and then he stayed back in. Were you
Yeah, it was tough for him to convince me to keep him on the floor. It really was. That was really.
Yeah.
I sort of said, okay.
But can you tell us at any length what it is that he's battling injury-wise?
I don't know yet, Joe. You know, I do know that he smiled in the locker room, and that's a good sign.
David, Kenny Rowe to WHBC. So many ebbs and flows, twists and turns in this game. The slow start, LeBron started 0 for 10, and then the numbers.
Can you imagine if he started quickly, what we would have seen out here tonight? Holy smokes. Or he was setting us up for it. I don't know.
Could be like Kyrie earlier this year, right?
Right.
As far as turning it around, what do you think got him going, and what do you think turned it around for you guys tonight?
You know, we didn't stop playing. Honestly, in the first quarter, we just couldn't get the ball to go down. We had a lot of shots on the rim. You know, we didn't turn it over a whole lot. We weren't making a whole lot of mistakes. Just couldn't make shots. And
all right, David Blatt's thoughts on the 114-111 overtime win by the Cavs over the Atlanta Hawks. Go ahead, Chuck.
I want to say that thing that people are talking about, when LeBron was 0 for 10, it was still a tie game. And I think that's probably the one thing, if the Hawks would go back and look at this game, because people made some great plays, but when LeBron was 0 for 10, it was still a tie game. And that Shumpert played great during that stretch. J.R. Smith played great during that stretch. But if the best player on the court is 0 for 10, you would think the other
got to take advantage of that while you can.
Yes, you do. Because you see what happened. Then he goes ballistic after that.
What was the key to this one in your mind? Is there a key? I mean, we're sitting here kind of transfixed watching the game and saying, this is a heck of a playoff game we're watching here.
This effort that the Hawks gave made this type of game. I thought, you know, they have advantages, and tonight was the first time that they took advantage of them. Cleveland, throughout this series, have made it an apparent effort that LeBron James will get the ball in certain areas of the floor to create you or force you to double team him. So they've been consistent, and they've been able to get those wins because of that. But tonight was the first night where Jeff Teague said, I'm better than you, and I can do the things that LeBron does for my team. Now, is he as good as LeBron? No question, no way about it.
Yeah.
But can he make you double him like LeBron does? He can, because Cleveland switches every pick and roll, and so all of a sudden he has an advantage against Dellavedova, and then they have a 5-man on him. Impossible to guard Jeff Teague if he has that mindset.
Teague with 30 points in the game, only the second time a Hawk has had 30 points all season long. Millsap had one back in November. Al Horford, as we pointed out, 14 points, flagrant 2, ejected in the second quarter of this game, and a short time ago, David Aldridge able to talk to Al Horford.
Yeah, just like you said, it's a physical game, and you know, I made a poor decision there. You know, I wish I could have taken it back, but you know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I wasn't out there to help my team and help our guys through this game.
Do you think he went at you?
I did. I did think he went at me, but I should have handled it better. Shouldn't have got caught up in that. And, you know, it's something that I'll definitely learn from.
Was there residual anger, disappointment from the way Kyle went out the previous game, also with a Dellavedova collision?
Yeah, I mean, you're always upset when you lose one of your teammates. And, you know, it's the chippiness of it. I mean, he's a player that plays hard, but just you know, there's got to be a line at some point. And you know, again, I was in that position. I should have handled it better.
Do you think he's a dirty player?
He plays hard. He's a player that plays hard. You know, he's a competitor. We're out there competing. But he's got to learn. I mean, he's only been in this year for a couple of years or whatever, but he's got to learn that, you know, at the end of the day, it's a big brotherhood here. You know, guys look out for each other, and you know, I don't think that it was malicious, but he's got to learn.
How, if at all, did Dellavedova cross the line
He's playing. He's competing. He's out there. He's playing hard. I just think that, everybody learns. I'll definitely learn from this, and I'll make sure that I'm able to keep my composure and things like this don't happen. But, the game before, I got hit in the knees and just kind of played over again. And, it was such a good game out there. I was just, disappointed I wasn't able to stay out there with my teammates.
What was it like here by yourself watching?
All right, so this game, not only does it give the Cavs a 3-0 lead, it becomes, in the course of 53 minutes of play, a referendum on the style of play of Matthew Dellavedova, with the Hawks saying one thing, with David Blatt saying, yeah, he has a style of play and a pattern of play, and that he plays hard. Al Horford's not going to say that it's dirty, but he says, hey, look, you better watch it because you had this when he locked his legs around Taj Gibson earlier, and then you had the thing with Kyle Korver, and then Al Horford tonight. Talk about it, Shaq.
Listen, the guy's a tough guy. He's a physical guy. When you dive for the ball and a guy's around, you're either going to get something happen to your knee, your ankle, or nothing may happen to you. But, I commend this guy for going out playing hard, diving for the ball. It's just the nature of the game. Kenny also makes good points. Like, if you're out of the play, maybe you should do it, maybe you shouldn't. But I come from the school. Hustle time is playoff time. You dive for the ball. If you guys were sitting down there, I would take all you guys out diving for the ball, trying to get this win. And he helped the crowd get involved. He helped his team get involved. But, Al Horford, also commend him for saying, he made a poor decision. But in this physical game, when, something happened, I felt he did the right thing, but I don't think he should have got a flagrant two.
And I think you have to be careful. I don't think the kid's a dirty player. I really don't believe that. If you go back and look at those plays, things just happen. It's unfortunate Kyle Korver got hurt. In that situation, if you actually go back and look at the play, Al Horford has him locked. And so it was an unfortunate play. I think he was a little frustrated. The kid plays hard. He don't have the talent as some of these other guys. So he's going to be a pest. He's going to nag you. But I want to be careful before we start calling people dirty players.
I wouldn't call him a dirty player.
But you don't like to play.
Because you're in too many of them. If you were in one of them, I could get away with it. But when you're in several plays throughout the playoffs that involve that type of behavior, then you're not, like Al Horford said, you're not paying attention to what's going on in the brotherhood, so to speak. Because at any time, you understand where guys are on the floor. So when you're rolling around, you're aimlessly and sometimes ineffectively, I think that you lead yourself to get touched up. And because Al might have done it too much, but however, like I said, it's too many players.
Well, and I'm gonna just disagree with that. When you play against a guy who has lesser talent than you,
he's not supposed to roll on me. He's not supposed to roll. I don't know.
It got nothing to do with talent.
You ain't supposed to roll on me.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
Why
it
are you
does.
rolling on me?
Because Al Horford had him.
But
it ain't got nothing to do with talent.
Like I said, one time. All right, two times.
And the thing with Kyle,
this is the third time.
It was just a fluke thing.
Then 3 times is not a fluke.
Yeah, 3 things.
If I smack you 3 times, it's not a fluke.
If you slap me 3 times, we're gonna be looking for a new co-host.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so I can smack you once, then it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's my point.
You know what? Of the 3 plays that I saw, the one I have the most issue with is the Taj Gibson.
Yeah, him leg locking.
Because he did something that was totally un-basketball. He's down and he locks his legs around.
You're right. He's not a dirty player. And Chuck, you're right. He's trying.
But he's going to get the reputation of being a guy who goes that close to the line.
Yeah, you're trying to get on that line every single time. When guys are shooting
it has nothing to do with talent.
Yes, it does, Shaq.
Yes, it's a mentality.
No, it's
Chuck.
not.
I'm the most talented guy in the game. You see me diving, taking people out. It ain't got nothing to do with talent. The guy's a hustler. It's a loose ball. He hustles for the ball.
Hey, let me.
Yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do with talent.
Okay.
It does have something to do with talent. When guys have lesser talent, they're going to nag you and work harder and
that's
pester you to death.
That's not about nagging. That's about diving for the ball in the guy's area.
Yeah, that's
okay.
my point.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. We have to take a break. Otherwise, well,
all right.
We do need to take a break. We have plenty of time.
We're in Cleveland. What do you think the nightclub going to stay open to 4 in Cleveland?
To talk about more of this game, but we don't want to do it all in the first segment.
Because you're not skilled, you get to roll on people.
LeBron and the Cavs
that don't make sense.
up 3-0.
Well, you get the elbow there.
It's one of Kenny's favorites. Bleacher Report.
Chucks loves it.
I do too. We all do.
What app do you always have?
Oh, the Bleacher Report. It gives me Alabama and Auburn. Excuse me, the profile.
You can't pick two
Did you
schools.
say Alabama?
I did.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh, man,
you
my
sure
God.
did. I'm going to hell.
And you get uninterrupted with LeBron James and Draymond Green as well. There is Al
It's
Horford,
been more like a Dre.
who was ejected with his flagrant 2. 34 seconds to go in the first half of this after he scored 14 points. Atlanta loses in overtime 114 to 111. Jeff Teague led Atlanta with 30 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and a short time ago had these post-game thoughts.
How did you guys react after Al got ejected, and how'd you pull together?
It was unfortunate, but we knew we were in a dogfight tonight. Guys was giving their best effort. Guys came in the game, stepped up, played well. And that's all you can ask for, to be in the game at the end.
What did that do, though, perhaps for galvanizing you guys? Was there really a message sent among you when he was taken out of the game?
It hurt us when he came out because he was playing so well. He was carrying us in the first half. He was playing great. He was on the boards. He was scoring in the paint. And we were feeding him the ball. We were looking for him. But unfortunately, he had to go out because of that situation. But we just had to pull together in the second half, and we just tried to give a great effort.
Just to hear about that team. Dellavedova should have been thrown out of the game as well as Al.
I'm not a referee or whatever, so I don't know. I mean, it's part of the game. It happened. We're just gonna move forward.
You had one play late when LeBron came out and you got the blow by on him. What did you think was happening?
I was going to dunk it, but he gave me a little bump, and he's so strong. Kind of took me off my steps, man. I'm only 100 pounds, so. I just had to finish that. That's a layup I should have made. I should have finished that. I had an opportunity. He just made a good defensive play.
How difficult is the task now to try and win 4 straight?
It's going to be a tough task, but somebody got to do it one day. I guess we might as well be it. Just got to come out and give a great effort like we did tonight, and hopefully the chips fall on our side tonight.
You feel like after the first 2 games, you guys figured out kind of some of their rhythm offensively?
I mean, they shoot the ball so well from the perimeter. They play small ball, and everyone can stretch the floor, so it gives LeBron so much space to move. But I think we did a good job. We made him take some tough shots. I think he shot a lot of shots tonight, so that's all you can really ask for. But we just got to come up with the win.
What to say about this team?
Yeah, Cavs won the three-point line again, 14 out of 36, 11 out of 30 for Atlanta. But Shaq, what do you say about the Atlanta effort in this game, considering no Kyle Korver, considering Al Horford does not play in the second half after
They
a
showed
great
a
start?
lot of heart tonight, Ernie. They had a couple chances to win before overtime, even in overtime. And, they played hard. But now they have to come out with the mentality. We cannot be swept. We're down 3-0, 1 game at a time, but we cannot be swept. We got 4 guys made All-Star of the month. We got 4 All-Stars, have the best record in the East. We don't want to go out like this. We cannot be swept. Let's just get this 1 game at a time and then take it from there.
I just want to take my hat off to the Hawks, man. To lose Korver and to lose Horford early in the game, to compete like that. We all watched that debacle down in Houston last night where a team just flat out quit.
Geez.
For this team to come on the road and have the bachelor to have them, you got to take your hat off to the Atlanta Hawks. But, Kenny, let me ask you a question about Teague. You know how the Hawks play. We had 1 guy get 30 all year. Nobody really takes a lot of shots. You want him to be really, really aggressive. How is he going to try to do that on the fly right now? Because, because they play like nobody holds the ball, and you want him to go crazy.
Yeah, I just think that, certain guys that don't have that DNA, so to speak, to be an offensive, aggressive. Like, Steph Curry obviously has
Yes.
it. When you play with Kevin Johnson,
Westbrook.
he had it.
Westbrook has it.
He reminds me mentality-wise, like, remember Lamar Odom? Sometimes he had a big advantage when he was with the Lakers, but he couldn't get 30 or 40. He could just, at the end of the game, he still had 21 on a great night. Teague, to me, has to do something that Shaq said once, and I thought of it, and I said, wow, that's a good way. 5 shots a quarter, and he has to think of it and break it down mechanically, because in his DNA, he'd rather penetrate, pitch, play more like a traditional point guard. But in this series, he is the guy. He has the clear advantage, and it is so evident that he can just keep them in the game. are they going to win 4 straight? No way. But are you going to play a way that can get you next year back to this level? You learn that tonight and tomorrow and
also,
Tuesday night.
That reporter asked him a bad question about 4 in a row. And I didn't like Jeff's answer. He said, somebody's got to do it. Your mentality now, and we've all been swept, you got to win 1 game. You can't look at we got to win 4. You got to win. We says, hey, guys, let's don't worry about games 5, 6, and 7. Let's get 1 game.
Yeah, and this is the first time the Hawks can walk out of the arena and say, we could have won that game.
Yeah.
You couldn't say that in game 1, couldn't say it in game 2. They could say that tonight, had the lead late.
Ernie, question, Ernie.
Let's hold it. Let's listen to Mike Budenholzer first.
I'm very proud of the way our group competed. They gave us chances and opportunities. And if we compete like that, every possession, that's how we're built. That's the character of our players. And we'll expect the same thing going into game 4.
But I'm just wondering your thoughts on Al's ejection. Did you think he should have been thrown out, and kind of how did the team responded after that?
I'll answer the second question first. I think the team responded well, obviously, competing and giving ourselves a chance. So I think Al is very, just like all of us, proud of the effort of his teammates. I've looked at the play, and officiating in our league is very difficult. From the replays, for me, it's somewhat difficult to see whether his elbow hits the shoulder first or hits the head first. If he hits the shoulder first, then I think it is not something that's an action that deserves ejection. If he hit him in the head, then it's an action that deserves ejection.
You were saying?
My question, you win 60 games, you got 4 All-Stars. If you get swept, is the season a disappointment? Is the season embarrassment?
No. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
A place that they've never been as a franchise.
They've never been, Shaq.
As a franchise.
Yeah, but I don't want them to get swept.
I did not want them to get swept. They're going to get swept now. They had to win one of those first 2 games. Right. But no, Shaq, they haven't had a great season. They've had a good season. To get for the first time to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think that's a great accomplishment. There's not a single hold on, what's the point? There's not a single person in New York, in Cleveland, in San Antonio, even in Atlanta, who thought before this season started that the Hawks were going to win 60 games. So you take your hat up. They got the coach of the year. He's done a fantastic job. Steve Koonin, who runs that organization also. And one guy, I got to give this guy a shout out because I know he's in the dog right now. Danny Ferry did a fantastic job of putting this team together. I hope he gets his job back because Danny Ferry did a fantastic job, and nobody wants to say that. Danny Ferry made a mistake. I'll be the first to admit that, but he did a hell of a job putting this team together.
Yeah, I think the Hawks, obviously, being here for the first time is something magical, a magical season. To me, though, it's also LeBron James, his ability to. There's no Kevin Love, there's no Kyrie Irving, and to take guys and put them in roles that they didn't come here to be in. And then all of a sudden, he still takes them to the NBA Finals is probably the biggest Chris Angel, Harry Houdini performance ever because his ability to just get this team, the way it's constructed.
They're shooting wide open shots.
No, and you look at but you look at this.
They're shooting wide open shots.
Tristan Thompson's going to get paid ridiculously, and he's saying he's comparing this guy to like Horace Grant, better than AC Green, I'm saying, well, he's maybe Kurt Rambis, but before the season, we didn't think that. Yeah, but now, I'm not saying he's not.
You comparing to Kurt Rambis again, I'm going to slap the hell out of you on television.
On the day one of the NBA season, you would not have said that this guy is better than those guys.
No, but
I'm saying that's what LeBron has done. He's made J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, erase everything that's happened in New York. He's made Dellavedova look like one of the best backup point guards in the league. He has made Moskov Forget about getting dunked on by Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is Chris Angel.
And they are a game
Harry
away.
Houdini.
They are a game away from going to the NBA Finals, are the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jeff Teague, 30 points in a valiant Atlanta effort. They led late in the fourth, couldn't close it, lost in OT. It's 3-0. We'll be back.
Then who was Akeem Olajuwon? He made you look good.
That too. But he was just a dream before I got there.
Championship game next year on
Clutch
TBS.
City. What's this one, 1 or
Meantime
2?
on NBA TV.
The whole thing, both championships.
It
So I'm in
premieres.
this.
Oh, you're in that.
It premieres
Chuck is in
June
it.
8th.
He's in it too.
Oh,
He has a
Chuck's
starring
in it.
role as well.
Hey, why don't we get a little
Chuck
taste
has a
of this
starring
one?
role.
No one has ever done what this team's done. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
I think our championship team is probably one of the most underrated.
People don't know basketball, say, because Michael Jordan wasn't playing. Somebody had to win. I'm not Houston.
Being a champion just doesn't happen. You've got to go through a war.
Oh, look out. And those guys have a long history.
We had a fiery group of guys, but we knew how to harness that fire.
My job will be to try to get us back in the playoffs. That's going to take work.
Rudy was the greatest coach for that team.
And we had a lot of different personalities on the team, and he handled them.
He had a chip, that same chip that we all have.
There wasn't a specific person I was trying to prove myself to. It was everybody.
One of the greatest competitors I've ever been on.
Dream did anything it takes for this organization to win.
Give me the ball. Do you want to win, Maxie?
He had a temper early in his career.
When somebody tried to intimidate you, now we don't back down.
He always was a great player, but he became a phenomenal player, after he became Muslim.
James puts up a three, yes, and the game is tied. Unbelievable.
They call us Choke City.
Basically jumping bandwagon, jumping off the ship because they thought it was sinking.
That woke us up.
Ellie out of the corner for three, in it! 7.1 seconds to play.
From that moment on, I think that we just started believing in ourselves. We wanted to win this thing for the city.
The headlines were Clutch City.
They are on their feet here at the Summit.
Nobody gave us a chance this year. Before we made the trade, they said we were wrong for not doing anything. When we made the trade, they said we were wrong for breaking up the combination.
Like, who is this dude? He ain't special. We're special. If we don't win it this year, they're going to blame it on me. And then Clyde proved to us that he was special.
It was a lot of tension in the organization during that time.
I felt disrespected. I just wanted out. My feelings were hurt.
They ended up getting a little ugly at the end, man.
But we stuck in there, we hung in there, we persevered, and we pushed on.
We have a unique story, We did something that's very special.
If you go back and look at the team and look at what we had and what we did, it's an amazing run.
We came from insurmountable odds.
Oh, life is good. 2 years, 2 rings. You don't get no better than this.
A team of destiny, a team that can go out and kick your butt.
We were the definition of clutch.
It's funny, if you put in your navigation, it actually comes up as Clutch City.
Man, Kenny, did you have some personalities on that team?
No.
Yes.
That group of guys, and I said it in the thing, we all, when I say that chip, we all had a chip on our shoulder, meaning that we were all really thought of as highly touted players or really good at something. And then we were like, well, cast-offs. Vernon Maxwell was Maxwell and Moulton when he was in Florida. Then they erased his records, and then he came to Houston. I was an outcast. I was a 6th pick in the draft. Oh, he's in Sacramento. He sends him to Atlanta. Boom. Rudy Tomjanovich. Oh, Kermit Washington hit in the face. Hakeem, he can't do it. He'll never get a ring. Vernon, everybody down. Mario Ellie, he's out of position. What position does he play?
2 S's, 2 L's, man.
Sam Cassell, he's not a point guard. He's not. So everybody had that same chip, and then magic happened.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, they were a terrific team. Actually, I always tell people about Akeem Olajuwon. He's, Kevin McHale, the best player I played against personally, but a guy, as far as big guys, Hakeem is the closest until Shaq came along. There's been plenty of great big guys, but guys who were flat out unstoppable. And it was an honor to play against Hakeem. It was an honor to play against Shaq because there are very few players, because everybody in the NBA can play, but there are very few players you're like, we got to find a way. LeBron's like that now. Like, you have to do a game specific every game for one guy, and when you get them in a 7-game series, it's a nightmare.
Did I see you flinch when that little clip of Elijah Wan came on?
No, never. Because
not when it happened, but tonight.
No. Why would I flinch?
Okay, there's a little nightmare. There's a little
Diesel.
nightmare.
I don't flinch. Anyway, I was getting ready to say that. You know, of course Hakeem was great, but I don't think people realize how many weapons they had. You know, you got Vernon Maxwell, who was a big shot maker. You got Big Shot Bob. You got Sam Cassell. You got Mario Elie with the Kiss of Death. So even though they had Hakeem, you know, the organization did a great job of putting personnel around him to make him look good because, you know, without Big Shot Bob or you hit 9 threes, you know, Hakeem wouldn't have to. So, you know, he gets most of the credit, but he had a lot of weapons around him.
By the way.
Well, those weapons were open because we had to double and triple team him.
Well, you had to double. I didn't have to double.
But those weapons stopped y'all too.
He averaged 28, I averaged 25. What you talking about?
We had to double you.
The guys in the truck.
You was watching.
The guys in the truck, by the way.
You was watching.
I love when the two people we beat are
did put
you was
Clutch
watching.
City in the GPS in the
It does.
truck.
It comes up.
Yeah, and
it comes up.
What do you got?
Clutch City.
You got the Toyota Center.
It's not,
Yeah,
right,
it
no
is.
question. That's baby. Clutch City, baby. H-Town, 5th Ward, 3rd Ward, Sugarland, everywhere else. We love you, baby.
Check it out on NBA TV.
Clutch City.
While you're in Pearland, go to that Shaq 24-hour fitness. 288.
Stop.
But when you type in Ernie Johnson,
The search begins.
that's right, search Ernie.
TNT is setting out to find the best dunker on the planet. The Dunk King is an all-new reality competition series.
I might come out of
coming to
retirement.
TNT during next year's Western Conference
I might come out of
Finals.
retirement and try to win that.
You'll get the chance to leap from obscurity to celebrity and win a cash prize
TK.
of 100,000 clams.
October 19th dunk contest, TNT set.
Go to NBA.com, the Dunk King.
Come on. I think I can win that next year.
After you get that hip
I'm going to
surgery.
get my new hip.
You'll be the hamstring king. Back to wrap it up in a minute.
It's time for
EJ's Nino Saturday Night.
Presented by No One.
Attaway, unsullied by sponsorship. It remains an island in this vast sea of sponsors and all that
Maybe
stuff.
you just can't get one. How's that?
It's also a possibility.
I got you next year, Ernie.
And tonight we actually have, like, this is actually a stat, kind of a stat. It's not going to have you doubled over in laughter or anything. We're talking about championship droughts. And we talk about Cleveland and Atlanta going back to 1995, and David Justice with the home run here as the Braves win the World Series over Cleveland. And there's Ted Turner. Here's Tom Glavine, who was sensational in that game, as a matter of fact. What?
Chuck's a Chuck. He's a name dropper.
Wait, I'm not
My
name
good
drop.
friend. My good friend.
Final out.
Queen Elizabeth, call me.
So the Braves haven't had a championship, or Atlanta hasn't had a championship since 1995, winning the World Series over the Cleveland Indians. And 4 of the 6 longest droughts are teams that are in the NBA, still in the NBA playoffs this year. And so there you have it. That's
where Clutch City at now.
Yeah, so Cleveland in there. And
tell you what,
Oakland is where Golden State plays, by the way. And
I
they've
never
got
knew
a
that.
chance. And this is we got a 3-0. The number 1 seed in the West is up 3-0. Number 1 seed in the East is down 3-0. And there has never been underdog sweeps in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals.
Well, that's
In the
going to be
same
this year.
Right.
That's not true, Ernie.
It's going to be this year.
That's not true.
Sweeps in the Eastern and Western Conference
at the
Finals.
same time. Okay, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Oh, my God.
Next time you don't hear me, dispute it.
I guess
at the
no.
same time.
Okay, no, yeah.
Hey, let me have your mic for 1 second.
That right there. Because I did it one time, Ernie.
It's like
2-0, and then we lost to Iverson.
in the same year.
In the same year.